Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And I have had a great time. I have had a great time hanging out at the park, walking around. I've been getting in some of that much needed exercise, okay? And I feel a lot better. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the chosen ones who have reached out to me, who have been cleansing with me. And a lot of them are self-conscious that, they don't want me to use their name, and that's fine. But when I start cleansing some of the chosen one, especially for some of the men who, do not like to go to the doctor, who will suffer in silence. And I find out that with the first initial cleansing, with the egg cleansing, then I see that there are cross conditions or blockages upon this person. So, upon these people, these clients. And what I want to relate to you today is that a lot of you, I understand that what has been said, that there is a stigma, and from what I'm understanding, that a lot of you who have reached out to me believe that all people who use herbs and holistic healing is a witch. Okay, I understand that. But now you're finding out that when you have been going to, these places, the doctors are not doing anything for your spiritual healing practice at all. You have no guidance. All you've been doing is playing video games and watching TV and eating, consuming. Okay? And what I'm trying to tell you, sometimes it's consuming the wrong thing into your soul. Going to the doctor or doing nothing about it at all is not going to help you, baby. It's not going to help you. Okay? I just want to make sure that you're understanding that. So when I start this cleansing process, and I thank all of you who have taken a chance and given me the chance to help you and relieve you of these entities. I'm finding a lot of you with blockages, especially blockages on your mind for you men. Okay? I'm having to teach you what to do, how to remove the blockages on your mind so you can move forward in life, so you can see the people who are responsible for sending that negative energy, that blockage to your life, so that you can see the people who are responsible for sending those cross conditions. And I'm telling you, when I cleanse one brother, all kinds of people, his sister came out of the woodworks as being one of the persons that the mother had given his energy to. The father's side had taken energy. It was a destiny swap. There were many people, his girlfriend, okay? And so when I started to help him to unlock this type of attack off of him, to cleanse this negative energy, these people started to come and try to attack him and say, and put him down and say that, they don't know what you're doing all of this for. You are, outside of Islam, and you are, malevolent. You are a warlock. And so these are the types of things that you're going to get. These are the stigmas that they have put on the spiritual healing. And, he told me that he could feel something lift up off of me, lift up off of him every time that I tried to make sure that I gave him a foot bath when he came. He could feel something lift up off of him. When he took the spiritual baths, when, he was, alone. He could feel something lift up off of him. He could feel something lift off of him when I prayed for him. And many times, and this is why I started these types of prayer sessions, because when people come to me and they have these types of cross conditions that they don't know what's going on in their life, but they know that it is a downward spiral. Okay, then I start to, asking questions. I start to investigating. Okay. I got to investigate what has been going on in your life that has, kept you blinded, for 45 years, for 30 years, that you haven't, been able to stand up in your position and take over your position. Someone else has taken over your position in the family, head of the household. Your wife has assumed the position as head of the household. Your girlfriend is siphoning your energy, and there are multiple, problems that's going on with your health. When I'm seeing this and I start to cleanse it, and then we come to the initial point that, the father has died or the mother has died, and now that negative energy that they were holding, the person that they were training to take that place, to take their place after their passing, has stepped into that position and cannot handle that kind of authority and cannot handle, the chosen one or that type of power. And so now they're seeing, these people that I have been working with in this way, with the healing, cleansing, candles, the healing eggs, the healing baths, in order to remove this type of negative energy. They have been seeing that multiple people have come against them, have come out of the shadows in order to attack, to put them back to sleep, in order to, attack their credibility in the family. They've been running smear campaigns, and there are certain people that have just come around to dump off negative energy, higher spirits, onto finances. And this is what I have been seeing, that every time I remove these blockages from these people, it is always connected to their finances. So we understand that these narcissists, these spiritual narcissists, these people who are acting as the leaders in your family, who want to take over as the leaders in your family, they see your financial energy. They see your financial signature. They see your financial health. And if one is affected, then both of them are affected. 818, as I'm saying this. Okay. So when I start to cleanse this type of negative energy that multiple people have sent out in order to affect your financial signature, your financial energy. This is why a lot of you are sick, because you have multiple people siphoning your financial energy. And once that is restored, those people have to come out into the open. Once I start restoring your health, and that higher spirit that they have sent to you, once we do those foot cleansing, then you're going to see those people start, diminishing. They're going to start going down into the sickness that they have planned for you. That you're going to see them come out into the open. They don't even visit you. They don't call you, but they are the ones that's going to identify themselves as being your attackers. Okay, so we want to make sure that when you choose the high oracles healing methods, when you choose high oracles healing rituals, that you're going to see these people in real time. These people that have demonic intentions towards you who have been attacking you, who have been attacking your family, who are trying to cause the generational curse to go forward in your life. We're going to, we're batting at 100. We're going to bat that right back to them. It's going to boomerang up on them, and it's going to start feeding off of them right away for what they've sent out. Okay, and a lot of you, and like I say, I appreciate a lot of you men, because you do not trust anyone. And those people who have, set up those types of negative intentions, I totally get it. Why you do not trust anyone. I can relate. You don't know who to trust anymore when they're trying to put, witchcraft in your food. They're trying to, tie you into a relationship. They're trying to, lay tricks for you, at your front door, in the house. You have to deal with these types of warlocks and witches. And now that we are having an understanding that negative energy can be cleansed, and it automatically has to go back to the persons that sent it out. So this is what I have been working on. I really thank all of you who have been reaching out to me, letting me know what kind of patterns you're seeing, sending me the pictures of your egg cleanse, reaching out to me, getting your consultation as we go through a transitional period that we're going to shake things up a little bit, because these types of narcissists who have been siphoning the mind of the chosen one, especially the chosen one men, to keep them asleep. This is why we have to make sure that our people are awake and those spells are not going forward. We have to put in the work. Okay, it's not going to be easy, but we have to put in the work to cleanse that negative energy. Just as much work as you were putting in enjoying your life when you didn't know that these entities had put you to sleep, that they had been dispatched to your life, you're going to have to work just as hard to get those negative entities off of you by fasting, praying, getting to know what God wants for you, what your purpose is, and you're going to be training in that way, using your gifts once these negative entities have been removed from you, that have bound, gagged, and tied you. These people who have bound, gagged, and tied you. And I just wanted to bring this, understanding for you. A lot of you women have been doing well. We're working together now to remove those blockages from your womb, those blockages from your creative identity, creative energy, those blockages from your beauty. I want you to keep on using your gifts in order to, stop those attacks upon you and your lineage. A lot of you women, I don't even have to tell you, you have been doing a great job. And I have highlighted a lot of you in my speeches. I really appreciate all of you chosen ones. I thank you for reaching out to me. And again, I hope you receive this knowledge. So please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. You can book your one-on-one consultations. Also, make sure that you're giving in offerings or donations, or you can set up a prayer session with me as well at www.highoracle.com. Like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.